Hello, welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we are going to be doing an interesting little exercise with phrasal verbs. I will attempt to be careful about explaining to you phrasal verbs and properties of phrasal verbs. This exercise hopefully will illustrate some of these fundamental things about phrasal verbs, possibly different grammatical, different grammar rules, as well as how phrasal verbs tend to be quite simple. They tend to have a concrete meaning and another different meaning. They can be used different ways. They're very, very versatile in every way. Versatile in speech, in fluency. They're versatile in grammar. They're versatile in even definition of the actual words. I'll try to illustrate this by doing this little interesting exercise with you guys today. Hello, Arlette.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good evening. Hi.
Good evening.
Right. How are you today?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm okay, all things considered. Okay, I have a very different type of exercise I want to share with you today. I have not done this before. It's a little mix and match exercise, as well as, at the same time, sentence construction. So, okay. Looks like there's lots of viewers. If you guys want to jump into the class, come on in. There's plenty of room, and everyone gets a turn. We're going to be doing a few different. Well, you'll see. I need to share it with you so I can explain it. I'm going to do screen share something with you all, and then explain it to you a bit. Okay. Hello, Paco.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Great. Glad to hear it. Glad you could join us. Okay, let's get started. All right, what I have here for you guys to deal with. Okay, I've got a little chart here. All right, and this chart has groups of sentences that are broken up where the verb goes. We are going to use phrasal verbs. In fact, these phrasal verbs here in bold above the table, we're going to use them to complete sentences, mix and match the sentences. There will be cases, now in each box here, one phrasal verb will work. Only one phrasal verb will work. However, in some cases, the part on the left may co-locate with the same phrasal verb with two or even three, maybe all of the sentences. In other cases, as we go along, the beginning of the sentence will have to match one specific end of the sentence. And that may be because of grammatical reasons, or it may be because you're dealing with a completely different definition of the phrasal verb. So a little bit tricky, but I think you guys will get the idea as we go along. Hopefully, this will give us an opportunity to cover different definitions for the phrasal verbs, as well as possibly other things that we should know about phrasal verbs as we go along. Now, okay, real basic for those who may not know, phrasal verbs are a combination of a verb. Generally, you can see here by looking at this list, they're very simple verbs. Go, get, call, fall, give. Generally speaking, the simpler the verb is, the more variations or the more phrasal verbs are attached to that simple verb. in a general way. Okay, so we have our simple verb in conjunction with, combined with, joined with a preposition. For, over, away, by, through, these are prepositions. When we combine them with the verb, they are no longer prepositions. They are called adverbial particles. Adverbial because, like an adverb, they're acting or modifying on the verb. And particles because they're a part of the phrase. Okay, that's what a phrasal verb is. Now, as we go, I'll be asking you other questions to try to point out other qualities of phrasal verbs. Okay, let's give this a try. Let me first welcome some others to the class who have joined us. Hello, Pavel. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to the class. Welcome back, and welcome back, Jabo. Hello again. Hi, Jabo.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks.
Thanks.
And also our old friend Min is back. Hi, Min.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. Good to see you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Here we go. Arlette, ladies first. Actually, you were first in the class. So, again, here's what I need. Here's what I'd like you to do. Take the first half a phrase, half a sentence.
Okay.
Pick a phrasal verb and then the end of the sentence.
Okay.
All right.
I think we should give away free samples of the new detergent.
Okay. There's no problem with that. Give away, give something for free. You're just emphasizing that you're giving. When you say give away, many times the particle just adds a kind of emphasis. Maybe some particles, for example, up. Clean up your room. Fix up the car. Fix up your hair. A lot of times we use up to mean completely. So many phrasal verbs, something up, not all, but many mean do that thing completely. It's adding emphasis. When we add give away, when we add away to give, I mean, you could very easily say, I think we should give free samples. Really doesn't change the meaning. Away simply adds emphasis, and it kind of adds the connotation or the idea for free.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Try the next one.
His offer to the secrets of his success. His offer to give away the secrets of success.
Of his success. Okay. That's fine. Again, all right. Same meaning. Give for free. And the last one?
It was wonderful of her to some of the prize money for charity giveaway. It was wonderful of her to give away some of the prize money to charity.
Great. All right. Yeah, the same phrasal verb will be used for all three. So once you get the first one, you know what phrasal verb to use. Okay. Very good job. In all of these cases, give away meaning give for free.
Okay.
All right. Now, in reality, she could have mixed and matched this up quite a bit. I think we should give away some of the prize money to charity. In some cases, we have to be wary of the pronoun. He's, subject pronoun. His, okay, possessive pronoun that matches the subject noun. All right, so you may have to watch out for pronouns, but some of them, you know, that would have worked with two of the responses. Okay. Same with the bottom one. So there may be more than one logical answer. As long as your answer is logical, I don't really care. We'll talk about it as we go. Good job, Arlette. Very good.
Thank you.
Paco, number 2.
Ask the police to stand by.
Okay.
Stand by in case we need them.
All right. That makes perfect sense to me. The meaning, of course, Paco, you want the police to stand by. What do you
Yes.
want them to do?
They to stay near.
Stay near, stay alert, stay
Stay
ready.
alert.
Yeah. Sure.
Mhm.
All right. Very good. Okay. How about the next one?
A friend will always stand by you if you're in trouble.
Okay. Now, what's the meaning here?
They he's near you.
Well, maybe, but
He's ready to help you.
maybe not. He's ready to help you. He's ready to support you. Okay. All right. All right. And the last one.
I haven't changed. I stand by everything. I stand by everything I said.
Okay.
Now here the meaning is stand by in the meaning of not to change. Remain the same.
Okay. Well, kind of like support, but to support yourself, or to really support an idea. I stand by the idea is another common collocation. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah,
support the idea. Okay. So you can support a person, support an idea, support somebody like the police to stand by and be ready. So subtle differences in meaning, but all fairly similar.
Yes, it's related with support. Yeah.
Right. Related to the support. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, here's an interesting and weird question. Another aspect of some phrasal verbs is that you can separate them. For example, in the first one, I forgot to talk to Arlette about this, but I'll mention it now. I think we should give free samples away of the new detergent. Okay, you can give something away. Sometimes it sounds weird, frankly. I think we should give some of the prize money away to charity. That sounds normal. I think he should give the secrets of his success away. Yeah, okay, whatever you're comfortable with, it is possible to separate them. Now, she did not separate them in any of her examples. I didn't ask her to try. That's fine. So sometimes phrasal verbs are separable. That's what we call them. Paco, I'm not done with you. How about stand by? Can we separate it? Is it possible?
I think it's not possible to separate it.
I think you're right. Let's try it out. Okay, ask the police to stand by. That's never going to count because you're using the infinitive form. So obviously that won't work. An infinitive form does not have an object noun. So of course you can't separate it there. All right. A friend will always stand you by if you're in trouble. Well, not good, right?
Well, it doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound right, does it? I stand everything by I say. Oh my God, that's even worse. Okay. Paco, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. So we would call that an inseparable phrasal verb. We can't possibly separate that. So we call that inseparable, which
All
for
right.
some reason
Uh-huh.
I can't spell. So that's a grammar aspect. When you learn phrasal verbs, it's a good idea to also learn if they're in fact, if they can be separated or if they're inseparable. There's a very few phrasal verbs that have to always be separated. So few I can't even think of one as an example. Usually, either for the most part, you can consider either they can or can't be, or basically they're allowed to be or not, like that. So stand by, that's inseparable. He's absolutely correct. Good job, Paco. 100%. You pass. You get an A. Good job. Let me quickly welcome Sarah to the class. Hello, Sarah. Sarah, welcome. I cannot hear you, but I would love to hear you later. If you have a problem with your settings, make an adjustment. If not, you may simply need to leave the class and come back right away. Sometimes that takes care of the problem. Love to talk to you later if that's the case. Don't be shy. Just you can leave and then re-enter the class again. Sometimes that works. Okay, let me talk to Pavel. Pavel.
Okay.
Number 3.
I'm here. You would better get over your notice again before we speech.
What?
Get over.
Get over your notes?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. Get back. No. Call for. Call for.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No. No. Okay. You said go. Okay. Well, get over is actually close because actually go over might work here, as a matter of fact. But we don't have go over. we have run over, get over, but no. But we do have go.
Go through.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Go through.
All right. So you go through your notes again. Okay. What does that mean? What is the meaning here? If you're going to go through your notes again.
It means go. Oh, I can't understand.
What are you going to do with your notes? Do you have any idea? No?
Find over maybe, or make over.
No. If you're going to go through your notes before the speech, you're probably going to review your notes. Okay. So, okay, this phrasal verb, you go through. All right, your notes. You go through the information. It means you're reviewing or you're looking at. It doesn't even have to be again. Again means review. So you go through some paperwork, you look at it, try to understand it. I went through the documents and I think I'm ready to sign the contract, like that. Okay. So review, yeah, okay. Study, check out, look at, try to understand, all of those things. Usually talking about paperwork or information. Okay, here because we say again, obviously this really means review. Okay, Pavel, next one.
She had to go through a terrible ordeal.
Okay, ordeal.
Ordeal.
Yes, an ordeal. Do you know what an ordeal is?
I don't know. Terrible ordeal.
It's obviously not good because we have the adjective terrible. An ordeal is at the very least, very inconvenient situation. Going to the Department of Motor Vehicles, okay, is such an ordeal, I could say. It's so inconvenient. You have to stand in line and wait for hours and sign papers and pay money and then go stand in another line. It's an ordeal. Or an ordeal can be a long drawn-out court case, a situation that's not good, that's inconvenient, time-consuming. It's definitely going to be negative. No one has a good ordeal. That makes no sense. An ordeal is something that takes a great deal of effort, a lot of effort to get through. Okay, so what does it mean she had to go through an ordeal?
Overcome a terrible ordeal.
Okay, overcome or... Okay, overcome or maybe get from one end, the beginning to the end. Okay, just like you go through a tunnel. Now, okay, here's another aspect. This phrasal verb, perfect example, has a obviously very concrete meaning. You go through a tunnel. You start at one end, you continue, and you get to the other end of the tunnel. You go through the tunnel. All right. So that's the concrete meaning. Abstractly, this meaning here in the middle one is somewhat similar. So you go through an ordeal. Very common collocation, by the way. You have to get to the end of it. So overcome, all right, get to the end of it, all right. And Pavel, last one.
The reforms should go through without any problems.
Ah, what does that mean? Okay. Okay.
It means something should happen without problem. Not should happen. Should
okay.
Should reach the target without any problem.
Okay. Again, almost kind of like pass through, get from one end to the... Okay. We can say your application should go through without any problems. Okay, for example, you need a bank loan. My application went through. The bank notified me that my application went through. Went through whatever reviews the bank does. Okay. Okay, yeah. So again, nuanced, okay, having the concept, more or less the concept of similar to the concrete idea of getting from one end to the other, but okay, you review your notes. All right. You look through the information from the top of the pile of, I reviewed the contract. I went from the top, I looked through, or I went through the contract. That means you went all the way through it from start to finish. A terrible deal, a problem. Okay. Okay, they all similar but nuanced differences. This is very common for phrasal verbs. Okay. Sarah, is your microphone working now? Check.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Okay.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Welcome to the class. Okay, thank Sarah, hang on. We'll get to you in just a little bit. Let me first talk to Jabo. Jabo, number 4.
Okay.
Yep. Hang on, Sarah, just a moment. We're gonna let Jabot have a turn. Jabot,
Okay.
shall I?
Gentlemen first, right? Okay. Just kidding.
I just the order you came into the class, so it pays to come into the class early. I write it down. That's what I do.
I
Okay.
found this lesson is very difficult. Yeah, because
Is it? Okay. All right.
the phrasal verb looks similar.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You're right. They're very basic, similar-looking phrasal verbs. You are correct.
Yeah, want to say something? You want what to say?
Who?
Oh, Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Okay.
I prefer just in watching because I'm hearing just now and I don't know how much you are talking about.
Okay, you don't know what we're talking about. Doesn't matter. We're not gonna. I may talk to you at 15 minutes from now when you get an idea. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jabot. All right.
Yeah.
Shall I?
Shall I? Okay. Let's see. Call for you. Call for you on the way to work.
Okay. All right. I guess that would work. Okay, so all right. Yeah, all right. Shall I call for you on the way to work? What does that mean?
It basically means that may I pick you up on the way to work? If you're right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If yeah.
Okay, you're absolutely correct. And to be honest, that's a little bit strange for me. As an American, I would never use that. You're right. Exactly what you said. I would use a different phrasal verb. Shall I pick you up on the way to work? Be much more normal. But you can call for is much more formal. Americans formally would say call on. May I call on you? May I visit you? Okay, shall I call for you on the way to work? I guess is possible. Probably more British than American, a little bit more formal. Okay, next one, Jabot.
We tend to call for an inquiry into the incident.
Okay, now what does call for mean here?
I guess it means inquire something, some evidence.
Now this is strange because normally phrasal verbs are the more informal way. Here's another aspect of phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are generally the informal verb, whereas most phrasal verbs, not all, but most phrasal verbs have an alternate one-word verb that you could use. Strangely enough, we intend to call for an inquiry is actually more formal. This is a little bit of an odd fish here. Basically, if you're going to call for an inquiry, that means you're going to formally request an inquiry. All right? Probably from a government or from the court or something like that. All right? So that's the idea. You're requesting an inquiry, but in a formal way, if you're calling for an inquiry.
Yeah. Made a phone call to call
No. No. This sentence, what I would
request, right? Request.
What I would assume, if you intend to call for an inquiry into the incident, that probably means you're going to call for a government agency or the court in a formal written proposal by a lawyer to do an investigation into the inquiry. Or maybe you're making a formal request of the prosecuting attorney, lawyers, papers, signatures. Formal, very formal. Okay, not a phone call. Can you look into this? We would never say that. You can, okay, now, all right, well, there you go. There's the concrete meaning. I'm going to call for a pizza. Like what Jabot is saying. Sure, that's very informal, very straightforward, concrete meaning. Okay. Jabot, last one.
Yeah. Such a hostile questions call for firm answers.
There you go. Okay. Here, what word would you use? What one word verb could you possibly use?
Need.
Need. Okay. Need. Demand. Maybe even. Yeah. Need is very close. Okay. All right. Very good. Here we have really quite different meanings for call for in all these three sentences. Okay, so lesson to be learned. Sometimes the phrasal verb, like in the case of go through, have a similar idea of get from one end to the other of something in one way or another. Sometimes the different meanings of the phrasal verb are completely different. For another one, like in that category, make up. My goodness, the meanings are completely different and unrelated. You make something up, you imagine it. You make up your face, you put cosmetics on your face. You make up with your girlfriend, you get back together, or you reconcile after a fight. Completely different meanings. They have nothing to do with each other. So sometimes they're very closely related, maybe closely related to the concrete meaning. Sometimes, woohoo, forget it. They're more like idioms. You have to learn each meaning one at a time because they have nothing to do with each other. Okay, Min. Try number 5 here.
Yes. They never get over their son's death.
Their son's death, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
they'll never get over their son's death. That's very good. What does that mean, get over their son's death?
They never forget their son's death. Forget or overcomes.
Overcome, maybe forget, but probably recover from. Okay. All right.
Recover, yes.
Maybe. All right. Next one.
It took him a long time to get over his operation.
Okay. Well. Okay. Meaning is again recover. Would you say?
Yes. Over.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So get over can refer to, you can get over or recover from something mental and abstract. You can get over from a physical illness. Okay. How about this last one?
It's a difficult message to get over to an audience.
Audience. Now,
Yes.
what does that mean?
So it's to understand.
Yeah, okay. Very, very good. If I was going to pick a one-word verb, I would pick convey. It's a very difficult message to convey to an audience. The word convey means not just to tell someone, but to tell and have them understand it. Okay, so yes, definitely very most important part is you want the audience to understand. So it's difficult. It's a difficult message to get over to an audience. Now, here again, here's another thing, yet another thing you have to know about phrasal verbs. I mentioned it earlier. There was one that I said would be rare for Americans to use. Here's a case, this last one. Min, do you have any idea what an American would say? Because we wouldn't say it's a difficult message to get over to an audience. That's more British might say that. Now, an American would understand this, but we would never say this. Do you have any idea, Min? Do you have a guess what an American would say?
No.
No idea?
Yes.
No.
No.
Anybody? No?
No.
No, and nobody has an idea? Okay. Jabal?
Pass on. Is that right?
Pass on? No, that pass on just means you're transferring the information from one to another. Doesn't have anything really to do with the understanding, which Min is absolutely correct. That's the important part. No, an American would say it's a difficult message to get across to an audience. Okay, so if I say, if I ask you, am I getting across to you? I'm asking you, do you understand me? Okay. So Americans, this is actually very common. There are phrasal verbs where usually it's the particle part, the preposition part. May be different, British or American, but with the same meaning, same purpose. Okay, here's a perfect example of that. Okay, and vice versa. British would never say get across to an audience, but I'm sure they would understand an American if they heard an American say that. They're going to understand it, but they just don't normally say it that way. Okay. Sarah, you want to give this a try?
I think so.
Don't be shy.
Okay. That lorry has just give away.
Okay, hang on.
Give away a cat.
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You have a nice mind, but I don't think it. Do you know what a lorry is?
No, the person.
Okay,
no.
No. Lori is a name, but different spelling. But no, and we wouldn't say that Lori. That's saying like that Sarah did something. You would never say that somebody's name. You would just say their name. All right. So anyway, this is not that. This information we're looking at is from it's British. A lorry in British English is a truck.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I think so. In this case, is that lorry has just run over a cat that ran into the road.
Yeah, run over. Okay.
Run over. Yeah.
That's it. All right.
For a minute, I thought the lorry was a person.
Okay. It's okay. All right. All right. The truck or lorry has just run over a cat in the road. Oh my goodness, Sarah. What does that mean?
Probably the cat's death, and the lorry, run over and
squish.
The cat.
Yuck, messy, roadkill. Yeah, Americans would call that roadkill. Uh-oh, roadkill.
Yeah.
All right.
Sad kill.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
Can we just run over the procedure one more time?
Okay. Procedure. All right. Well,
okay.
what are we saying here? Can we run over the procedure one more time?
See again.
Yeah. Review.
Review again.
Review, and we're going to run over it. Run, you run quickly. So quickly review. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And okay.
Last one. Okay.
Could you run over to the post office and get me a stamp?
Okay.
Replace somebody?
No.
No.
Replace somebody? No. Could you run over to the post office? Now, this is physical, but it's idiomatic. It's abstract at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Could you run over to the post office? All right. Never mind. Get me a stamp. That's not even important. This is super common for English speakers. If I ask you to run over, can you run over to the store? I don't really mean, Sarah, I want you to physically run as fast as you can to the store. This is very, very common for English speakers. If I ask you, oh, would you mind running over to the store and getting a bottle of soda or getting a quart of milk, I don't really want you to physically run. This is a really, really common phrasal verb we use all the time, but it's abstract because we don't really want you to run, not the dictionary definition. We just want you to go. That's all.
Okay, I understand now.
The idea is make a quick trip.
Okay.
So could you take a quick trip to the post office and get me a stamp? Like that. I don't need you to physically run. So here we go. Here's another one. Run over. Very, very different meanings for each of these sentences. Sarah?
Hi, I'm sorry.
Can I separate? No, I have another question for you. Run over. Okay. Can I separate this phrasal verb? Is it separable?
I don't think so.
Well, let's try it. The lorry has just run a cat over that ran into the road. Seems okay to me.
Yeah, I think the same means.
It means the same. That's right.
Yeah.
So whether I have the two words together, the verb and the particle, or whether I separate them and put the object noun in between, it doesn't make any difference. He ran over somebody. He ran somebody over. No difference. Okay. Means the same thing. Now, on the other hand, now let's look at the next one. Can we just run the procedure over one more time? You can't do it. So here we go. All right. Before we looked at phrasal verbs in the class, we looked at one that you can just never separate. It's inseparable. We looked at another one which, okay, similar meanings, you could separate it. Here's a case where we have a phrasal verb, run over, depends on the meaning. Wow, phrasal verbs are complicated, right? Depends on the meaning that you're using the verb for. I can separate it in one instance. I cannot separate it in another definition. Again, run over to the post office. I can't ask you, would you mind running to the post office over? That doesn't even make sense. To the post office is a prepositional phrase. It does not even take an object. All right? So in this use of the verb, there is no object. It doesn't make sense. So you absolutely, there's no way to separate it because there is no object noun. It's an intransitive verb, so you can't separate it. All right, so there you go. There's a good example of how tricky phrasal verbs can be. Can you separate it or not? Usually depends. Does it take an object noun? Is it transitive or intransitive? Okay. Back around to Arlette. Arlette, number 7 here.
Hi.
Hi.
We didn't get back from our holiday until Sunday evening.
Okay. Very, very good. And pretty simple here. What is get back? What's another synonymous verb? Arlette, what's another way to say it?
Another way?
Yeah, instead of get back, we didn't what?
In another term for this, for the sentence, stay in that options.
No. I'm saying a one-word verb, which would be commonly used in this sentence. Still. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm confusing you.
Yes, I don't understand you.
Okay, Arlette. I was looking for, I'm sorry to confuse you, return. That's all it means here. That's all I was trying to ask you. What's the simple verb that we could substitute for get back in this sentence? We didn't return from our holiday.
Yes, return.
Of course. Okay. That's it. All right. Second one.
She's still waiting to get back all the tools she lent them.
Okay. In this case,
we could use return to.
She's still waiting to return all the tools she lent them. No, she doesn't need to return them. She needs to have them returned. So this is a little odd. Yes, the idea is about returning something, but she wants them to be given back to her. She needs them returned to her. So she's still waiting to have all the tools returned. Interesting there, right? Because we would have to say it a totally different way there in order for it to make sense. Okay, and the last one?
I wish they would get back out of the way of the procession.
What's the idea here?
I don't understand that sentence.
Okay, you don't understand because it's actually more simple. It's very concrete meaning. It's like saying move back. I wish they'd move back out of the way. That's it. I wish that they would take one step backwards. Physical, concrete meaning.
Okay.
So you know what? Don't feel bad. You start looking at phrasal verbs and your brain starts thinking of abstract. You know, definitions, and okay, that's a sneak attack because suddenly very, very concrete physical definition there.
Okay, thank you.
Simply mean move back. All right, thank you. Okay, last but not least, Paco.
Yes,
Paco?
ready?
Yeah, okay, number 8.
I don't remember the rest of the verbs, but I think here this gap stands for fall into or fall for.
Okay, good memory or good English knowledge, either way, but fall for is definitely the answer.
All right.
Fall for.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
How could I fall for such an obvious trick?
What does that mean?
He fell in a trick.
Okay. You fall for something you believe. You believe a lie. Okay. So how could I believe such an obvious trick would be close. Okay, but fall for means that you're believing something that's not true. Always. Okay, and then next example.
The next one. She tends to fall for the most unsuitable men.
Okay.
Here is the meaning of falling in love.
There you go. Very good. Exactly. So totally different meaning here. All right. We frequently use this phrasal verb instead of saying the whole thing. She tends to fall in love with the most suitable men. Instead, we sort of shorten it by just saying she tends to fall for. Yep, very good. And last one?
You didn't think I'd fall for that story, did you?
Okay.
Again, the meaning of belief.
Yeah, exactly. All right, those two were basically the same, really. Okay, not very different at all. All right, don't fall for it. Okay, very common advice, don't fall for it. If somebody says don't fall for it, they're warning you something is a lie or misleading. Absolutely. Okay, now, of course, we're not in a million years will we get through the next list in the next 6 minutes, but okay, let's see what we can do. Let's continue. Pavel, choosing from a new list of phrasal verbs.
We just about managed to something on my salary. Managed to deal with, no.
No, doesn't grammatically really fit. Deal with on my salary.
Take back, maybe. No. Take back
maybe not. No idea?
No, I have no idea.
Here, let's try another one. Here, wait a minute.
Maybe. People can't.
Same one. This one is very physical, concrete.
So please stand back. Stand back.
This one's very physical, the last one. People can't, whatever. So please stand back. Can you move back, please? Because people just can't. No?
No.
People can't get by. Can you take a step back? I can't get by the crowd in the street. Okay, now of course you could use go by equally. People can't go by, but more often we use get by. So the first one, we just about managed to get by on my salary. If you are just getting by, now this one is very closely related to an idiom. He's just getting by, or somebody's getting by. All right, very idiomatic. It is an idiom. It means they're financially, money, they're just making enough money to pay their bills and eat. They have no extra money, no vacation money, no fun money, just enough to survive. Survival money, if you're just getting by. Okay, so very idiomatic. In fact, this phrasal verb is actually considered an idiom. Okay, so the middle one, we were able to get by with the Spanish we'd learned at school. So I assume it was just enough Spanish for them to travel around in Spain, or they had enough to get hotel rooms and find the bathroom and get something to eat. Just enough. Okay, and the last one, very physical. Okay, Jabo.
Hi.
Try another one here.
Okay. As the days go by, she will slowly get better. This is easy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, days go by, they pass. All right. Interesting. Next one.
Don't go by like clock. It's sorry.
It's slow.
Oh, it's slow. Okay. Don't believe. Don't trust.
Okay. Don't trust that clock? Okay, don't go by. That's very good, actually. Don't trust that clock. Don't go by that. Sometimes we say, don't go by what he says. He has no idea what he's talking about. He just started at the company last week. Don't go by what he says. Don't believe it. Don't trust it. Yeah, that's very good. And the other part of this is in English, we very commonly say, by my watch, it's 3 o'clock. Really? I've got 3:15. Well, look, by my watch, it's 3:30. Well, whose watch is right? I don't know. So it's very common to use by to talk about what particular time you're referencing. Okay, and the last one here, Jabot?
We watched the procession go by and head towards the river.
Okay.
Go by.
Basically pass.
Pass by.
Pass by physically. Again, so pass by in a more abstract way, time goes by, or much more physically to pass someone. Okay. All right. Min, it's going to have to be the last one, I think. Min, what do you think?
Be careful, he won't.
Any idea?
Deal with.
No? Is this one any easier? What do the initials MA blank after his name? Useful one for learning English. There you go. Very good. What do the initials MA stand for or represent? In the first one, be careful. He won't stand for any argument. He won't put up with. He won't listen. He won't deal with any argument. I'm against everything they stand for, everything they represent. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Too bad we didn't have about three or four more hours. I've got a whole lot more of these. There's a lot of phrasal verbs, people. But I am out of time, so thank you, everyone. I hope you learned some some good vocabulary, and a few points about phrasal verbs. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a great day, evening, whatever you got in front of you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.